My only question is why? Why? Outside of a massive payday, the first fight wasn't necessarily a competitive fight, and if they do it again, I think it's going to be less competitive. I don't think this is going to go very well for one, Saul.
Canelo's going to definitely ego kick in and want to do a rematch.
No, I don't know. I don't believe that. You know, I think the warrior spirit might want him to have a rematch, but I don't think the rematch is going to do him any justice, you know.
Terence Crawford, still riding the momentum of his historic September victory, has officially agreed to a Canelo Alvarez rematch, but only on his terms. The contract is sitting on the table untouched because Crawford has slammed down one non-negotiable demand that flips the entire power dynamic. The days of being the B-side are long gone. Crawford isn't chasing, he's choosing. And if Canelo wants redemption, he'll have to pay a record-shattering price for the privilege. This isn't a simple negotiation. It's a calculated power play. And Crawford is ready to crack Canelo's pride before the opening bell ever rings.
But it's no longer breaking news, but Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez are apparently in talks for a rematch in 2026, and my only question is why? Why? Outside of a massive payday, the first fight wasn't necessarily a competitive fight, and if they do it again, I think it's going to be less competitive. I don't think this is going to go very well for one, Saul. Like I said, the Ring Magazine reporting as of about 4 days ago now, I'm a little late to the news, but Canelo Alvarez wants Terence Crawford rematch, says negotiations are underway for 2026. Now, first off, I expect nothing less from Canelo. He wants to get that fight back because, well, number one, it's a somewhat advantageous matchup at 168 for him, and there's not many other matchups at 168 for Canelo right now that offer him any sort of advantages. He says, I want my run back, I want my get back, but I gotta be honest, I don't know how this goes well for Canelo in a rematch.
Terence, but Crawford isn't turning down the rematch at all. He just wants a kind of paycheck that reflects his status as the undisputed top dog. In this video, we're diving into the real reasons Crawford is pushing for a historic purse, why Canelo's own team is hesitant to commit to the deal, and a surprising insider theory claiming that this entire rematch discussion may be nothing more than a strategic illusion to protect reputations.
You know, to Sergio's point, a lot of the people that I'm been talking to when it comes to this fight, they're not like, it's almost like the air was taken out of them. They're not excited about even the idea of a rematch, or the subject doesn't even come up. Usually the conversations are, hey man, is there a rematch clause? You think they'll run it back? What do you think will win? Like, people just, even casuals, realize that Crawford, he schooled Canelo, man. He really did. I don't think people want to see this fight. I agree with Sergio Mora.
Be at a smaller arena because people already saw Canelo get dominated by the better fighter, and the better fighter will do it again even easier and with more confidence.
Yeah. Te están hablando de una revancha. Yo creo que es más fácil le va a ganar a Canelo.
¿Oh, sí? ¿Por qué?
Yo lo creo. Pues digo, es el estilo de Crawford, ¿no? Yo creo que Canelo ya le gana a Crawford.
Sí. ¿Hay algo que puede ser Canelo para ganar o para hacer la pelea más cerrada?
Bueno, pues lo que todos sabemos, ¿no? Yo creo que a entrarle intercambio de golpes y pues tirar más golpes, ¿no? Pero digo, ahora sí que es boxeo y realmente pues se preparan ya. Si Crawford le ganó una vez y supo cómo ganarle, yo creo que puede ganarle nuevamente, ¿no? Pero digo, no hay nada escrito arriba del ring. Digo, puede ser que una buena estrategia Canelo y pase diferente, ¿no? Pero realmente yo creo que, pues digo, trae ganas y trae hambre Crawford y digo, pues Canelo ya hizo lo suyo, digo, ya no es lo mismo, pero digo, con que aprender una buena pelea es más que suficiente.
Let's get straight to the cash, because this is where everything flipped upside down. In their first showdown back in September 2025, Canelo Alvarez reportedly secured a guaranteed payout, well over $100 million. Crawford, who many already viewed as a true pound-for-pound king, accepted a smaller share, roughly half of that amount, just for the chance to show the world what he could really do. And he delivered on every bit of it.
But you hold on. You keep saying this.
Hold up. Canelo, see, this is the thing about Canelo. He sometimes relies on the environment, the hostile crowd, to also help him win this fight. Not only with the judges, but with the opponent. Crawford even handled that. You know, you can't prepare for that magnitude, the roar of the crowd, the lights, everyone booing you. You can't prepare for that. Crawford was ready for that. Even his ring entrance, when he came in with that guitar case, it was, man, that's one of my all-time favorite entrances.
Desperado. Yeah, it's an homage to Desperado. Yeah.
Actually, it was Mariachi. That was part one. Desperado was part two. That right there, it was me against the world. That was his mentality. Me against all these Mexicans. Me against Canelo in Las Vegas. Me against Canelo and the judges that he probably has in his pocket. Me against everyone, and Bud shut everyone up. And you think?
Yeah, but hold on.
Canelo's going to be able to do it the second time around?
I don't know. I don't think it's an open and shut case as you do. Let me ask you.
The event pulled in an eye-watering $45 million at the live gate inside Allegiant Stadium. A clear sign that fans weren't showing up for Canelo alone. The world was turning out for Bud just as much as for the Mexican icon.
Some may argue he's the greatest Mexican fighter. He's the most successful, accomplished Mexican fighter in boxing history. And Canelo is 63 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws, 39 wins by way of knockout. Terence Crawford essentially jumped up 2 weight classes, 3 weight classes, technically 2, and beat Canelo Alvarez. And Canelo, after the fight, said he had no answers. But Canelo was the undisputed champion, so he had a rematch clause. And as I told you guys in the video I did, Terence Crawford is contractually obligated to the rematch. So Bernie the boxer, he reveals that Terence Crawford is demanding that he gets the lion's share. Now, it was reported the gate did over $45 million, close to $46 million. Gate. It also sold 65,000 people in the arena at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. And so with that said, Terence Crawford was dominant that night. Canelo got 150 million reportedly, and Terence Crawford got 50 to 70 million, right? And so now Terence Crawford wants the roles to be reversed, as he should. Now, keep in mind, Canelo signed a multi-fight deal with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, okay? That's guaranteeing him a specific amount of purse. So Terence Crawford is saying, listen, I came out on top, as he did. I'm the victor, as he was, right? It was very successful, not only just because of Canelo Alvarez, but because of me as well, as he's right. And so I demand and I deserve to get paid heavily, and as he should.
Now Crawford is using that historic win to his advantage, armed with undeniable logic. His camp's point straight forward. If you walk away as a victor, you deserve the winner's share, not a consolation prize.
So you cannot sit there and tell me that there is a more marketable fight out there for both these guys than running it back once again. Your plan to have him drop down to 160 and fight Erislandy Lara is stupid. Canelo Alvarez is not going to move up to fight David Benavidez now at 175. There's nowhere to go. Like, Crawford could still try to conquer 160, but who is putting up real money for that? Canelo has already cleaned out the 168-pound division. Besides Terence Crawford, where else is he going to go? I just think the more time passes, the more we get away from the outcome of this fight, that's when people are going to start to realize that doing it one more time is in the best interest of both these guys. And for boxing, by the way, because that's another big event that you could put on the calendar.
You're pretty stupid for a smart guy, especially when it comes to matchmaking.
Crawford has cemented his status as the undisputed super middleweight champion. He's got the belts, the bragging rights, and now the leverage. His demand is clear. If Canelo wants a rematch, the tables must turn. Crawford takes the lion's share, the $100 million payday, while Canelo accepts the B-side check. It's an ultimatum aimed squarely at Canelo's pride, hitting him where it stings the most, his ego.
His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh understands that Terence Crawford's value is extremely high. And he'll be 39 this September, right? So, again, he deserves to get compensated. Now, the question is going to be, is this rematch going to sell enough. Well, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh truly don't really care about, the purses, right? He just wants great fights. But is it going to garner the money to pay out those purses? Right? That's where the question lies. But Terence Crawford deserves it. And he's demanding that he gets $100 million, as he should. As he should. He has more to lose than Canelo Alvarez. And he can get a legacy fight at middleweight to now, I don't want to say pad his stats, but to pad his stats. If he competes at middleweight, right, and becomes undisputed at middleweight, that'll make him a 4-division undisputed champion and a 6-division champion overall, right? He has more to gain than Canelo Alvarez, right? And he has more to lose.
There's a reason Canelo's camp is hesitating, and it's about more than just the money. Before their first bout, the story was that Canelo's size and strength would be too much for a welterweight moving up. Crawford shattered that narrative round after round. Eddie Hearn, one of boxing's most influential promoters, has been unusually frank about the rematch, even hinting that a second fight could be a mistake, labeling Crawford a stylistic nightmare for the Mexican superstar.
And you're going to get beat by, I was going to say young, sharp guys. Terence is 38, and I mean, it's unbelievable. 38.
It's crazy.
I heard Shakur saying last night that he says he thinks he should and will retire from the sport. But I don't know who else is out there for Crawford. I mean, he's only going to want to fight for 20, 30, 40 million. But who is there to fight for that kind of money? I'm not sure,
The rematch, you think the rematch would be of interest?
I don't think Canelo will want a rematch.
Yeah.
I think there's a rematch clause. I don't know.
There's not. Yeah.
So, it's very unusual for Canelo to go into a fight without a rematch clause.
Yeah.
But for me, I just can't see Canelo going, yes, I want to run that back.
The truth is, the first fight wasn't a fluke or a razor-thin decision. It was a complete takedown. Crawford systematically exploited Canelo's struggles with elite lateral movement and his mastery of switch hitting. Canelo didn't just come up short. He looked completely outmatched. Now, his promoters find themselves stuck in a high-stakes dilemma, facing a scenario that's as daunting as it is unprecedented.
Hey, yo, peace of the family. I just got through looking at a video that Bernie the Boxer shot. Shout out to my man Bernie over there in Omaha, man. Bernie the Boxer. Shout out to him, man. Bernie, pretty much, as you guys know, Saul Canelo Alvarez is being reported that Saul Canelo Alvarez wants to fight the rematch with Terence Crawford. Terence Bud Crawford, currently the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world. So now, according to Bernie, now this is what Bernie said that Bud told him, according to Crawford. Bernie said that in order for, if Canelo want that rematch, he got to get paid $100 million. Meaning, Bud got to get paid $100 million. Now, and guess what? I told him the same. It's amazing that Bernie said that, because I told Bud that prior to Bernie coming out saying it publicly. I'm like, look, according to what y'all said, what we heard, Canelo got paid $100 million or something of that sort to fight Crawford. Crawford reported that he only made $10 million. But I'm telling you, he made more than that. He made way more than that. You know what I mean? It's been reported also that Crawford made $50 million to fight Canelo Alvarez. And I'm saying, okay, look, and he was the B-side. Now that Crawford is the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, if Canelo want to run it back, guess what? Crawford got to get the $100 million.
Canelo's team could trigger the rematch clause, but they know the dynamics won't change in 6 months. Dropping $100 million on Crawford now would be like paying for their star to be humiliated again, possibly jeopardizing his status as a top-tier attraction for good. They're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Appear weak by avoiding the fight, or look foolish by spending a fortune only to risk losing again.
Now, again, it's up to Turkey. Whatever Bud can negotiate, that's fine. But guess what? And I know Canelo's the bigger draw. That ain't the point. The point is you lost. He lost to the small guy, the guy that moved up from welterweight, beat you. You know, he showed that he was levels above you, Canelo. So now guess what? He needs to get levels above you pay. That's just the reality of the situation. He made 50 his last fight. You know what I mean? I know he said he made 10, but it is what it is. They say he made, you know, from what I've learned, he made 50. And Canelo made 100. And then now, guess what? They need to flip it. If Canelo want to make 100, fine. No problem with that. But guess what? You got to pay Crawford 100. The $100 million man. Let him see what it feel like to get paid $100 million. It's as simple as that. If Canelo want that fight again with Crawford, if Turk Al-Sheikh tell him, look, you know, Canelo, we only have 150 million for this fight. You know, Crawford wants 100. If you want to fight him, take 50. See what Canelo says. And if Canelo believe he can beat him, take that and beat him. You get what I'm saying? But it is what it is, fam. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. I hope Bud get his money. You dig? Catch you guys on the next one. Leave your comments below. You know my motto. Don't beat me there, beat me there. Peace.
There are even whispers that the whole rematch saga could be smoke and mirrors. Bernie Thaw, a well-known insider who closely follows the sport, recently shared a striking theory. He believes much of the rematch chatter is exaggerated clickbait designed to drive traffic online, and that Canelo may not have any real intention of signing a second bout.
He did it so cleanly on Mexican Independence Weekend that it's just like Canelo's going to definitely ego kick in and want to do a rematch.
No, I don't know. I don't believe that. You know, I think the warrior spirit might want him to have a rematch, but I don't think the rematch is going to do him any justice. You know, I don't see no cause for no rematch the way Bud handled him, because Bud handled him in every which way. You know, he never got buzzed. He seemed like the stronger guy in there, and he the one that hurt this guy. So there's nothing that we can say that will warrant a rematch. I think Bud won so clearly. I thought he damn near won every round. You know, I seen that Andre Ward and Max Kellerman, which kind of pissed me off. They gave him, in a sense that, not pissed me off like that, but I didn't think he won the fifth round. I didn't see him doing nothing much in the fifth round. They was making the fifth round like and if he keeps doing that, then he might win the fight or do. I didn't see him doing nothing much in the fifth round. You know, I didn't see that. So I don't think that there's no warrant for a rematch. Crawford handled him easy, pretty much. Easy. He made it look easy. And I'm not going to lie, you know, Crawford going to say the gracious things on the camera, or Crawford's going to say gracious things on the camera. But did I get those feelings when we, you know, he's showing a lot of respect as a fighter for fellow fighters. But if we want to be blunt, man, it was easy. You know, he didn't have no trouble in there.
Bernie went a step further, making a controversial comparison that has fans debating furiously. He claimed that Crawford's victory over Canelo was actually more impressive than Floyd Mayweather's famous masterclass against him in 2013.
But
never seen it. You never seen it, because usually he probably scorned you. He probably have disdain for you for running. You know, like, this guy, he don't want to fight. But with Crawford, he was just like, where am I going with this guy? Where am I going with this guy? You know, I don't. Everything I'm trying to do, he's taking it away from me. The pull counter he did, the looping shot that I showed, like he doubled the left hand up, then he turned it to a loop. He missed the first one. I think Canelo got out the way or blocked it, but he kept the punch going and turned it into a loop and caught him with a great shot. And the angle and the torque that he had on the shot spent his head. The angle and the torque that he had spent his head. So you know the power that he had to have to anchor the shot, man, in the agility that he showed. So like I say, Crawford making up punches. You don't even see guys doing stuff like that.
Bernie didn't stop there. He sparked controversy by comparing Crawford's win over Canelo to Floyd Mayweather's legendary 2013 performance against the same opponent. According to him, Crawford's display of skill and precision may have actually been the more dominant and impressive effort, a claim that has fans debating fiercely online.
Do you think Canelo would want that rematch? I mean, if anything else, Canelo, when he loses, he always wants to run it back, man. You don't think he would run it back?
No.
Well,
I don't think that like it's not because of his heart, because it's because of his guts. Like, he want to do it, but there's no way he can win that fight. He cannot beat Crawford. He can't beat him. And he was trying. I was watching that fight. When Crawford was punching, he was punching when Crawford was punching. He was throwing to the body when Crawford was going to the head. You know, he was trying everything he could, but then he didn't have no answer. And he said that I just didn't have no answer for him. So there's nothing going to change about Crawford, you know, unless, you know, something dramatic happened where he heard something and it was something like that. But far as a Crawford as full, who gonna beat him? Nobody can beat him.
Reasoning is simple. Mayweather defeated a 23-year-old Canelo who was still raw and inexperienced. Crawford, in contrast, took apart prime, battle-tested, physically mature Canelo Alvarez. Viewed this way, it makes the rematch chatter feel almost hollow, because Canelo knows he faced a true master who dominated him more thoroughly than even Floyd ever did.
And, you know, guys will always be like, you know, I stay in the gym, I'm not rusty, blah, 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 whatever. And then fight night comes and they rusty as hell. Like, how is it that Crawford is able to fight one time a year, have a big fight, not even like tune-up type of guys, and it's just like, yo, it's like this dude he's never rusty. Like, how is he able to kind of do that?
Because Crawford is always in boxing mode. You know, he's always playing something. He's being active. So he's not just sitting around rusting away. You know, he's always shadow boxing, or he's always wrestling with somebody, or he's always playing basketball. So he's keeping his you know what I'm saying? If you playing basketball, you keeping all your, you know what I'm saying, your alertness up there. You know, you running up and down the court, you bumping, you know what I'm saying, you're using your physical strength in there, muscling your way to the rim. You know, like I say, stay shadow boxing, and you know, that's just it. Crawford stayed doing something. So, you know,
that's a wrap for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next video.